my channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, directed by Sergio Leone. This movie is incredible. I loved it. One of the best movies off my poster, by far, hands down. Before I start to talk about this movie, actually, I watched the entire Dollars trilogy in one day. If you don't know what that is, Sergio Leone directed 3 westerns starring Clint Eastwood, A Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it's an unofficial trilogy. It doesn't actually tell a story, but they just have similarities. So it's the unofficially titled The Dollars trilogy. It was pretty good. I watched it all in one day, as I said. And a quick review of the other 2. A Fistful of Dollars was pretty good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It was a little boring at the beginning, but it took a little bit to pick up, but towards the end it was good. And For a Few Dollars More was better than that. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It's about Clint Eastwood being a bounty hunter, and he teams up with another bounty hunter, and they do cool stuff, and it was very good as well. But those 2 are not on anywhere near the same level as The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Man, this movie, wow, what a masterpiece! It's way better than the other 2. So let's talk about that movie now. Everything about this film just feels so grand and epic. It's 3-hour runtime. It's giant, sweeping, like super wide landscape shots. It's just amazing. Just the crazy amount of costumes and set pieces and just effort that went into this movie. There's so many extras. It's just amazing the production value that went into this. Also, the one battle scene for the Civil War was amazing as well. The cinematography for that, when they're carrying the dynamite across the battlefield, just follows them so perfectly. Oh man, it was amazing. Yeah, Clint Eastwood is the star of this movie, obviously, as well as the other 2, and he is great in all 3 of these movies. He is really cool. He just has such a commanding, cool presence. He's just amazing in all 3 of these movies, and especially this one. The entire time you're just rooting for his character. You want to see him win, and he's just great. Also, the villain for this movie, Tuco, is now one of my favorite movie villains ever. He plays just this despicable, disgusting guy that I hated the entire way through. Hated to love. That's how you know it's a great villain. When just the entire time you're just rooting for him to die, but at the same time you like watching him on screen because he's just such a great character. Just a little coincidence I noticed, but Tuco from this movie and Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad are like 2 of the most despicable villains of all time, and they're both named Tuco. Just a little coincidence there. I was so anxious and desperate to see him die a painful way the entire movie, and spoilers, but at the very end, it looks like he's about to die. He's got a noose around his neck. At the very end, Tuco screams and begs for mercy, and Clint Eastwood spares him at the very end, and shoots the rope and breaks him free, tying the whole movie together. That's how their relationship started, the same way. So in that sense, it's very, very cool that it kind of wraps the whole movie and ties it all together perfectly. But it was a little unsatisfying to watch him live at the end. The whole entire way, I was rooting so desperately to watch him die because I hated him so much, and at the very end, he doesn't. So it was a little disappointing, but it makes sense for Eastwood's character to spare him. But I just wish he died. But oh well. At the very end, you see that the final shot is of Clint Eastwood. You just see just how empty the area they are is, and it kind of leads you to believe that Tuco's pretty screwed. He doesn't have a horse. He has no way to get out of there. He has his $100,000, but no way to leave, and he's in the middle of nowhere. So in my mind, I'm going to say that he starved to death and died out there, which is probably what happened. He had no way to get out of there. I love the plot too. It's a pretty simple plot of them just trying to find the money the whole way through, but as the way the story develops and just how it all it's so good. Just the way the story plays out and is it's a 3-hour movie about 2 guys trying to find $200,000. The entire time it keeps you engaged, and I couldn't take my eyes off the screen the entire time. I loved it. It doesn't once get boring. It's just a masterpiece. This is definitely the best Western I've ever seen. I don't think it's my favorite. I like Django Unchained a bit better just because Tarantino is my favorite director and that movie is just so fun. But this is, in terms of technicality, this is definitely better than Django, but in my heart I like Django a little bit better, just personally. That's about all I have to say for this movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's one of the best movies out there. It's one of the best ones off of my poster so far, definitely. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Wow, I haven't given a movie that rating off my poster in 2 months. The last one was The Deer Hunter. So, long overdue for another 10 out of 10. And well deserved for this movie. That's about all I have to say for this review, though. Next, I'm watching The Terminator, which I've obviously already seen. One of my favorite movies. I love The Terminator. I'm looking forward to watching that again. So look forward to that review, guys, coming soon. If you liked the video, then like the video, hit the subscribe, and peace out, bow.